Welcome to Pagan Coffee Talk. If you enjoy our content, please consider donating and following our socials.
Got a question for you.
All right.
All right.
I got an answer. Maybe.
Maybe. All right. During the witch trials, right? These witches would normally get tried for something bad. They would have cursed someone or did a hex on someone's cow or made them sick or anything like that. But yet, these communities were small enough that everybody knew each other, right? Everybody relied on each other. If the blacksmith did not work, nobody was getting any blacksmithing stuff. I mean, the bread maker didn't work. Nobody's getting any bread.
Right.
So why cast a spell on your community when it's going to hurt you? How does this make sense? Which brings up the question. So is there such thing as a real wicked witch of the West? Someone who's just going to destroy a community because they can?
Right. Just baneful magic all the time.
Not all the time for no other reason but to, because again, this is basically how the stories go, or for some petty vengeance thing.
Well, those are the ones we hear. I don't know that that's actually the case because, I mean, like you said, why would you purposely do that when that's going to affect you as well?
Right.
I mean, unless you just really look at it and say, well, you know, it's my sacrifice. I'm willing to do it because it's going to hurt all these other people.
I mean, how mad would you have to be at a whole community to injure yourself in the process? I mean, are you with what I'm saying there? Because again,
I am. I think you'd have to be pretty mad, you know, really, really, really mad.
But yet, when we look at the stuff from the witch trials, the arguments and stuff were pretty petty.
Oh, yeah.
I think. It was never anything, you know, it wasn't, hey, you know, you killed my kid. It's, you know, hey, you flirted with my husband, or you flirted with my wife, or, you know, you stole my cow, so I cursed your whole entire land. Are you with me? It didn't.
I am, but we all know that the witch trials, especially in Salem, I don't know about all the rest of the places, but especially in Salem, it was more about land. It was more about control. It was more about power than it was anything else. So if you didn't like somebody, or you wanted or, you know, you feel like, well, I could do more with their land than they're doing, you get rid of them.
I'm still back to, but the less people you have in the community, the less chances you got.
Yeah, that's very true.
Again, you can't be a community of one. I mean, you're going to die in these times. Well, I'm still talking about just the logic that was placed there, that witches would go out and harm their own community just for a grudge, that they would place their own lives in jeopardy of survival.
Yeah, I don't think that's
true. Just to curse the guy, you know, the person down the road's cow. I don't understand the logic there. I've never understood it.
Well, I don't either.
You know,
and I don't think that's a real thing. So,
well, I mean, according to when we look at the witch trials and stuff like that, that's what the majority of this stuff was. It was all petty stuff,
right?
Which still don't make no sense. But I'm just mad. The fact that people fell for the logic of that these people were going out and trying to hurt their own town, which would wind up hurting them.
Yeah, but I mean, in the hysteria of everything, it's not something you really think about.
Well, no, not at the time. But, you know, we're not talking. I know we like to sit here and pretend that these were dumb, ignorant people.
A lot of
back
times,
in those times. But they weren't. These were not dumb people. They were smart, intelligent, rational people just like us.
Well, sure they were. But, I mean, people get caught up in the craziness.
Right. And I guess here's my point there is, should pagans nowadays, should we be the ones that get caught up in that? Or would we be the people that sit back and go, whoa, wait a minute? Because again, you're still talking about human nature.
Right. And as humans, we have an instinct for survival. So
But we also have mob mentality too.
Well, yeah, but I think, I think that ties into survival. If the biggest group of people is doing something, we want to be a part of that because we feel like that's going to help us survive, for lack of a better word.
Right, because we're in a more safer, because again, we're with the crowd.
Safety in numbers.
But I'm just saying, I mean, don't get me wrong. I have heard stories, over the years where there were people during the witch trials that stood up and went, wait a minute, y'all. Something about this don't make sense. And they were pointing out some of the irrational thoughts here. Now, no, again, people didn't listen, but again, I'm not going to sit here and say it was this complete political move either.
Right.
Because let's admit it, most of the people that were probably killed during the witch trials weren't real witches, what we think of now.
Well, no.
So, but now I have to go back. Now, what about our original question? Is there such thing as a real bad witch? Is there a wicked witch of the West? Do you think
I don't think so.
Do you think they exist?
I mean, for me, that's like asking me if unicorns exist.
Well, if you want to think of a rhino as a unicorn, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose so.
No,
I'm talking about the the mythical unicorn, the horse.
I know you are,
but I don't think so. I mean, I've run across some nasty people.
Yeah,
bad attitudes, just mad at everything. But I don't think even they are up to doing all out damage to anybody and everybody who crosses their path.
Well, I mean, that's just like those people you've run across that are normally the ones that do it. Those that are going around half cocky, thinking they know something, and they've only learned a little bit of something.
Yeah.
And then they go around and thinking they're hot shit, and they try to manipulate everybody they meet.
Yeah, there are those people. So I guess technically,
that's the closest I think we actually get to the whole bad witch trope.
Yeah, I think
those people that do that. And even then, I wouldn't necessarily consider those people actual witches. They're more on the fringes or learned just enough to be dangerous.
Right.
Long enough to start a code or con some money or something like that, move on to the next city.
Right.
Yeah, I can teach you all about witchcraft for $9.95.
Right. That's not $9.95.
I think that's the closest we actually come to this.
I think so, because like I said, I think even for most of the, and I don't really want to call them nasty people, but like I said before, those people who are just, they're always mad about something or mad at somebody, or they just have that bad attitude. Most of the time I don't see those people as willing or even motivated enough to do harm or damage to anything and everything that crosses their path.
Well, let's ask this question then. All right. At what point does somebody become a quote unquote bad witch? What, the first curse, the second curse? Or is it the third one? Are you with my question? At what point, what is it that actually starts to push you into that category?
Well, I think at that point, it's a mental thing, It's like you have a mental break, and it's hard to tell it's hard to tell what triggers it,
So again, I have to ask that question. Yeah. At what point? Where is that line? What are we actually talking about here?
I don't think there is a definitive line.
I don't think there is either. I don't think anybody's actually defined it. Witches going around not acting moral or ethical. Yeah, I have a problem with that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, no, there's nothing you can do to stop it. They're going to have to behave and deal with their own consequences.
Right.
It happens, but yeah, where is that line? When does it become unethical to listen to someone?
Again, I don't think you can define that.
Because I'd sit there, as soon as I caught somebody, lying or not keeping the word or something like that, I'm not going to really listen to them anymore. I'm going to kind of walk away and go, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to call them out for it, though.
Yeah. But that's not really evil like what we're talking about here.
No, it's not.
So, I guess my question is, how would you define evil? I guess would be our first question is, what is it? I mean, we use the word like crazy. So, but
I mean,
because Christians would call us evil, but again, I'm back to some of the stuff we preach and stuff is sort of the same things that they preach. We just don't say it the same way they do.
Mm-hmm. I would say evil is kind of like, and you're going to hate me for this. Evil's like Ursula from the Little Mermaid. Just downright conniving and just, here, sign this. Don't worry about what it says. Oh, it's nothing.
I'm not actually in love with the prince. I don't really want to marry the prince, but I want to do it because you can't have it. That makes it so you can't have him.
Right.
But I don't know anyone who actually lives their life that way.
No, I don't either.
Do people get mad at each other? Yes. All right. Do people want to have revenge on each other? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, all the time.
I don't see behavior like this. I don't see anybody out there. I cursed them because they were there. What?
Right. Well, why'd you do that? Just because.
Just because.
I could.
I mean, again, this is the mindset of what we're supposed to believe evil is.
Mm-hmm.
That it has no other agenda but destruction. I mean, even when we look at like classic cases like, Lucifer, the devil, it still don't make no sense. You're deceiving us from what?
And why?
And why? What's the real reason? What's the real motivation behind this? What's the purpose? Why? Because even then, that still don't make no sense to me because the whole story basically sounds like to me, I have daddy issues.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing the whole world down with me. That makes no sense.
Yeah, that's not a reason.
That's not a reason. That's an excuse.
Well, and I think ultimately that's what it comes down to. There really are no reasons for anything. They're just excuses.
You really think so?
Well, I mean, when you ask people why they do things or why did they think this way, 9 times out of 10,
they're the hero in their own story.
Right. And whatever they're giving you is just, it's an excuse for believing that way or acting out that way. It's, I mean, there are exceptions to that rule, and well, I don't even know if it's a rule, but there are exceptions to that for sure. If you can give me a valid reason for something, then I'll take it. And yes, well, that's from my perspective. I'm judging what's valid and what's not.
If we had this evil in the world like they keep on talking about, where's our Dr. Evil?
Right.
Are you going to try to tell me somebody has not, okay, besides Hitler, try to come up and try to take over the world? What country hasn't tried to do that at some point? So conquering the world, but I mean, again, I've never heard of a Dr. Evil putting a laser on the moon and threatening to blow up the whole earth if we don't give them all the money in the world.
No.
Which I'm sort of looking at the guy going, well, how does this make sense? Because you'll be killing yourself too.
Well, I'm sure there's some sort of escape plan there. So.
Plan, yeah, something. Like all that money's going to make a whole lot of difference now. I mean,
well, it could.
But we don't have people like that.
No, we don't.
I mean, again, yes, we have what we consider bad people in the world, and that they do, and we perceive them as doing bad things, but that really depends on which side of the conflict you're on at the time.
Well, and that goes back to what we teach in class, which, just like you said, it depends on what side of the river you're on.
On what's wrong or right.
Because from my side, if you build that dam, you may be cutting off my water supply.
Might be.
But if I'm on the other side, building that dam may be helping my crops.
Or it might be flooding your crops completely.
Right. Like I said, it may be helping my crops. Maybe, cutting off some of that water so it doesn't flood.
Where do we draw that line? Where do we make it? Because again, don't get me wrong. When I sit here and say this, I don't have a problem with people going out protesting and stuff, but you protest this stuff, and then when people ask you questions like this, they look at you like they got deer caught in a headlight. Like, right. What are you going to do about this? They'll come out and they'll go, oh, we need to stop using oil. Okay. What about all these people who need medications that need to stay refrigerated? We need power to generate from the coal and the gas and all this other stuff.
Well, and are
you just going to let them die?
Well, and take it one step further. If we're going to stop using oil, then that means your clothes don't get manufactured.
No.
So what are we going to do? Just everybody walk around naked all the time?
Well, again.
What about the signs you made?
And there goes your cell phone. There goes your computer. There goes the internet. There goes your AI.
Yep. So how far are you willing to take it if you want to stop? Whatever it is.
Because let me remind everybody. Okay, Katrina hit, and how many people died in the aftermath of that because people did not know what in the world to do without power?
Right.
I hate to be that way.
Yeah.
The majority of these catastrophes and stuff like that is because people don't know what to do during a catastrophe and how to actually take care of themselves.
Absolutely.
The catastrophe, I believe the majority of Americans are actually quite easily can get around, all right? I'm sorry, if I lived in Tornado Alley, me dealing with a tornado would probably be another Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Living here in North Carolina, how often do we get hurricanes?
I mean, not often, but they do happen.
They do. They happen enough to where we know what to do, and we don't panic, but we don't freak out either. So,
yeah. Well, and I think that's something that, especially as pagans, but I think that's something that we need to get back to. Is it doesn't matter where you live. You need to get back in touch with nature and all of that and figure out, what am I going to do if disaster hits? Yeah. How am I going to survive? Start learning your techniques. Start learning how to survive.
Quit worrying about some big bad over the hill and worry more about that. And I think you'd be better off.
Right.
Than thinking there's something coming over the hill.
Well, and if you do that, look at it as a learning experience. You're going to put yourself more in touch with nature, which is kind of our goal anyway, right? I mean, we're a nature religion.
Yeah.
So by learning how to survive and learning how to do these things on a more rugged framework,
or doing yourself, there's a lot to be learned there about nature and what in the world's going on there.
Absolutely.
All right. But I'm still back to this. We have this weird, humanity in general, I think, has this weird concept of evil. And it's not what we think it is.
Right. No, it's definitely not what we think it is.
That's just like, that we easily can imagine something that's pure good to some extent, but we have a hard time imagining pure evil. I mean, the motivation behind it makes no sense.
Right. It defies human logic.
The way I'm looking at it is, if we're going to look at these in the purest essence, evil is nothing more than just destruction for destruction's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Are you with me? It does nothing else but destroy, just to destroy. But then that means that you would also have to put it this way, that the light half, or the other side of that would be creation just for creation.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, you wind up with the platypus.
Oh, well, I was going to say, again, kind of defies logic.
Kind of defies logic. Because you can't, because here's the sad part is we sit there and we see this other side as bad, but you can't have one without the other.
Right.
Because if you're just creating without destroying, all you're going to do is just wind up with a crowded room that nobody can do anything in.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's back to that whole balance thing that we always talk about.
Hey, let's talk about balance.
What?
No.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I spoke wrong.
All right. I think I'm ready for some coffee.
All right. Thanks for listening. Join us next week for another episode. Pagan Coffee Talk is brought to you by Life Temple and Seminary. Please visit us at lifetempleseminary.org for more information, as well as links to our social media: Facebook, Discord, Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit.
We travel down this trodden path, a maze of stone and mire. Just hold my hand as we pass by a sea of blazing pyres. And so it is the end of our days, so walk with me till morning breaks. And so it is the end of our days, so walk with me till morning.